Join me today as I take a drive around Woodward Park in Fresno, California. And understand that this video is not really made for the residents of Fresno, California, but for those who do not live in Fresno, who don't know what this park is like. Because I would say just about everybody who lives in Fresno knows about Woodward Park. In my personal opinion, it's one of the crown jewels of the county. It's really a great park. I can't remember how many acres, but I think it's something like 330 acres. It's got several man-made lakes in it. There's disc golf, there's a BMX track, bike riding trails, walking trails, and the north end of the park butts up against the San Joaquin River. And on the other end of the park, on the other side of the river, at the north end of the park, is the next county. The San Joaquin River divides Fresno County from Madera County. And when you visit, the cost is $5 per day, but when you pay at the little kiosk, I think they charge you $5.50. If you're a resident here, you can buy an annual pass, which is what I do. And the annual pass is $50. So, if you visit the park 10 times in a year, well, it pays for itself. I've probably gone to the park just this month, and it's only the 19th. I might have been to the park already 3 times this month or 4, but I go there quite often. Love to go there, especially in the spring and in the fall, which is usually obvious why, because it's green. That we have a beautiful spring and a beautiful fall here, but you get into the summer months and everything, which is currently what we're in, and everything's kind of brown, but that is all the natural grasses, but not the lawns. The lawns are well maintained and kept green, and it's a little cooler because there is nice foliage, nice trees, and the lakes. So I go often enough in the summer, but more often in the winter, in the spring and the fall months. I've been down there one time. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. I went down, and probably out of 12 times that I visited, 10 of those times I had incidences where I spotted coyotes and was able to film them. So there's some wildlife out there, but then there's wildlife in general here in Fresno. I just heard on the news the other day that there were 2 or 3 bears that were spotted running around somewhere. I can't remember what the news said, to be honest. And then I think it was in Hanford that there was a mountain lion. And we've had I believe mountain lions or cougars even in our neighborhood, not recently, but yeah, we've had them. And which is unusual down here. Not in our foothills. They're quite common in our foothills. My daughter and son-in-law live in Auberry, and they've encountered, my daughter out in her morning runs, at least one occasion she encountered a mountain lion. Kind of scary. But and I've heard of people down here at Woodward Park that have encountered mountain lions on their walk. So you do have to be careful if you get out on the walking trails. Now, when I go out on the walking trails, I usually carry at minimum some bear spray, or I don't actually have any bear spray right now, but some pepper spray. And well, to be honest, probably just as much in case I meet wild human as anything else. But yeah, I usually carry some pepper spray. And so I'm about ready to pull into the park right now, and it's what time is it? 16:08. So that's military time. So what's that? 4:08 in the afternoon. So late afternoon in Woodward Park. Now I'm trying to go in here, and we've got traffic stopped up because the geese are making a crossing. Now I would just drive through this, but this lady here or whatever, I don't know what she's doing. You know, she's the goose herder. You could see all the geese here. Look at all those geese. So you got a little treat there. She's gonna swish them across. I usually just drive through. They move, you know. They're not gonna let themselves get hit. Sometimes they'll squawk. They are squawky beast. But anyway, so now this is the park entrance, and boy, there's a goose fest going on here. There's more geese than I usually see. There's a lot of geese here, don't get me wrong, but look at this. That's a lot of geese. So I'm just going through. Like I said, they're not going to stop me. Okay. So these people, a lot of times they'll stop and they'll think, oh gosh, you can't. But, you know, they just kind of move out of the way. We need to. Of course, I wouldn't want to run over one with all these people around. There's a big bunch of them over there. So yeah, I don't know, you know, why there's always a lot of geese down here. Don't get me wrong. A lot of geese, a lot of duck, various kinds of ducks. And I've seen, I can't even remember the name of the duck, but I remember I looked it up because it was, boy, look at this. Would you look at that? This was the day to come and drive through the park. I mean, you see him. I'm gonna zigzag here so you can see him. Okay, but I'm not gonna wait for him. I'm gonna tell him to move. So here they go. They'll move. Come on. Now look at that. Look at them. Are they gonna go back the other way? What you got? Yeah, come on, move, move, move. So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, the duck that I saw had this puffy thing on its head, and anybody out there who knows about ducks or is a duckologist knows what I'm talking about. It was a white duck, had a big puffy like crown on its head, and they're actually domesticated ducks. And the puffy thing on its head is because it's got a hole in its skull, and it's got a hole in its skull, and it causes the feathers to puff out like that. This is a really pretty part right here. I need to go around with the camera on the side window too sometimes so you can see there's the Friendship Garden. It's beautiful Japanese garden. And now here we're getting up towards the north end of the park, and as we come around here, there's going to be the section of the road here where we go parallel to Fresno Avenue. So here we are. That's you see this busy thoroughfare here. This is Fresno North Bryant Avenue, very busy street that leads up to Millerton Lake. Okay, so now we're if we went around this way, there's a friendship garden, I think it's called, or healing garden back there, and there's all these different areas, and I think you could see the play areas and stuff for the kids. And as I come around this bend here, I'll be looking down the northernmost end of the park. So there we go. So you can see the walking trail down there, and you see all those trees that are clumped along there. Well, that's the trees that are along the river. So you can walk. There's, if I I wish I had a drone and I'd fly it over that area and show you, but they have some nice walking paths, and of course bike riding too. And then up in here there's some walking and mountain biking paths. And then as we go a little bit up here, there is the right over here, that's a disc golfing area. Very large disc golf. You can see one of the baskets there. It's a large course. And there's another lake over here. And these lakes are, I think they stock them with some fish. I know I see a lot of carp. I think they stock them with some trout and kids fishing them. And as I come around here, this corner, there's a BMX track. Here you can see BMX complex, BMX racing. So you go up in there and you can see these mounds and whatnot, so these kids can, ride over and do their jumps with their BMX bikes. So anyway, we're now on the coming around the west end here, and there's not a lot here on the west end. I mean, there's trails and whatnot, but right over there is apartments or condos and whatnot, is residential area. Here's another man-made lake. Okay, so we're actually coming around towards the south end, where we begin heading east towards the entrance that we came into. I don't know, I didn't watch my odometer, so I don't know how far that we traveled around there, but there it is. These used to be for collecting the entrance fee, but they replaced it with the parking kiosk, and it's all internet, and you do the parking app. Okay, so this is it. We're now right where we came in. So here we go. Back up here. So I'm gonna go park and chillax a little bit. And I hope you enjoyed that little tour. maybe another time I'll come out and I'll put a camera here on this side, and so you can see what it's like. You know, from the side view as well. And hey, down the line, like I said, I'd like to get a drone and do some flyover and whatnot. But that's it for this one for now. Hope you enjoyed.